So I had this idea. I've been seeing other people do inclusions, which is just like adding another element to the bread. And in this case, I was like, oh, cheese. If I can do like a sharp cheddar, I have some really delicious sharp cheddar that I get. It's just the stuff off the shelf with the Tillamook, I think is what it's called. I really like that cheese. Tastes really good. What if I were to include that into a little roll? I've been wanting to make like hot dog buns or something too. So I was like, well, I can make. I'm just gonna make a small cheesy roll basically to try it out, and then scale it up, or keep it small and just make a big batch of dough and then cut it into pieces. If it comes out first, gotta see if it comes out. So I'm gonna do the same process I do for the bread, which is gonna be a smaller scale. So just start out with the same stuff. I'm gonna do 200 grams of flour, so it's significantly smaller than what I normally do, and 140 grams of water, and do an autolyse like I normally do. So it's going to be exactly the same as making bread because I have my starter ready. It's just going to be small. And the dough comes together a little bit better. See, this thing's going to be tiny. I'm imagining like a hot dog bun. Just envision a hot dog bun. It's not going to be big at all. Visioning is a roll approximately like this. It's filled with cheese and should be if I just follow the same process I do making sourdough bread. I think just adding the cheese just before I proof it, I think it should be okay. So first step done. We'll see how this goes. So I'm just gonna let it sit, cover it, let it sit, and then I'll do at least one fold to see how it feels, and I'll go from there. Okay, it feels good. Folded okay, no stick at all. It's coming along. I'm just gonna treat it like a regular loaf, and in an hour I'll do another fold. cheese. You can feel the cheese in it. It's funny. It's like almost lumpy with the cheese, but I think it's good. Gonna let it sit for about an hour. I'm gonna cover it, let it sit for an hour, and then we'll get it in the oven. Everything seems normal. The cheese is gonna be different, but I don't think it's gonna be too much different. So I'm gonna treat it like a regular loaf, cover it, and then let it sit. It's ready to go. I noticed that there's some bubbles back here, so I think it looks good. So I put some slits in it, because I imagine those as like break points to eat it from. We'll see. This is a complete experiment, but it's just been something that's been on my mind since I might as well make content. It's like a quarter the size, so I'm not going to do all the time that it would do for a loaf. So I think it's okay. I don't want to, obviously I don't want to overcook it, but I don't know how it'll handle with the cheese too. I'm wondering it'll get a lot larger. I'm hoping it will. I hope it'll rise, because otherwise that's not good. It'll just get dense. So it's in, timer's on. We'll see how it comes out. Okay, I checked it at 25 and it still looked pretty wet. So I put it on for another 15, and I think that made it look right. It looks nice and puffy. There's some cheese oozing out of one of the slits, which is sort of what I envisioned. So I'm going to put it on for another 15 minutes to get some color on it, and maybe this worked. Oddly shaped, but it's not a big deal. All the grease from the cheese. It's nice and cooked. Looks nice. Smells really good. Let me see. It's like right around 6 o'clock, so this shouldn't take too long. I'll give it like 2 hours to cool, and then we'll give it a test. But it smells really good. It looks good. It looks like the regular loaf of bread is just smaller. All the fermentation is there. I can smell. I think the cheese started to ooze out of the bottom, though. Or maybe not. I think some of it. Oh, some of it did. Ooh, that's hot. Anyway, it's got to cool. Speaking of that, it's got to cool, and we'll try it in a little bit. It looks good. The end's really tough. The bottom's kind of tough. I think I maybe overbaked it. The cheese looks okay. Real crunchy. It almost tastes like a grilled cheese. The end is real tough, but once you get in, you're good. So the ends probably aren't. I think because they're not, they weren't touching the ends of the pan, so they got more heat than they normally get, I guess. I don't know, I'm guessing here. But this is really good. This tastes really nice. So, yeah, it's a decent first try. I'll definitely try this again, though.